Good morning, guys. This video is on Audi Q7 2013 63 plate starter motor removal. I've looked on line to try and see if I could find a easiest option, a solution of removing it. Now, I'm not taking the credit for this video. There was a chap in Australia who actually did it from removing the front prop shaft and gearbox coolant metal pipes to remove the starter motor. So he doesn't do a video. He's done a video showing mostly images. So I'm hoping to try and cover this by doing a video, and it's straightforward. I mean, like I said, if it's a couple of you, it would take you about, say, an hour, or depending on what position you got the vehicle in. If it's on the floor, if it's on a ramp. Obviously my situation is I'm working on the floor, and I did find that being the easiest and most simplest option, especially me being on the floor, as well as the vehicle being so high for me to reach to try and do what other people have been doing, is removing the filter housing, the alternator, serpentine belt, to try and get to it by taking the engine mount, bracket off, taking obviously the wheel off, liner off. So anyway, I didn't really want to do that faff, and obviously other people have got other ways of taking it out. There's a chap also takes it out by removing the or deassembling the starter motor while it's still in the stuck in the position behind the bracket, but he does remove the alternator and whatever other bits do come around it, but he was still stuck. There's other guys saying they're removing the front end. I don't know how you go about doing that, but straight, simple, and like I said, the credit does go to the chap in Australia whose video I landed on and carried out this job, or carrying out the job. I'm still waiting for my new one to arrive. Hopefully DHL won't be much longer. So I just wanted to quickly run through this removal. So if we get underneath the vehicle, now I have removed the front prop shaft. So to remove the front prop shaft, you'll take 6 of these, what they class as 12mm spline nuts. So once they're out, and then what you do is you just literally pry it out from the front. You may get it a little bit seized here, but knowing which bit comes off and what bit stays on. So as you can see from my video, you should be able to tell. And then as you can see, and that's where it pries off, so leaving behind the actual main spline. Okay, so that's how you take the prop shaft off. So once you've removed the prop shaft, it will expose the starter motor. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going to get this position. So from this angle, you can see where the starter motor is. Now, the two hoses that he's on about in there, which he takes the pictures of, are these two hoses here. So to remove them, you're just, again, it'd be a 10mm spline here to remove the bracket or the hose, whatever you want to call it. So here the hose will come out. It will come out from the side of the transmission, and then obviously the top hose is there, held with another spline, which is 10mm there. So of course it loosens them from the back, and again, if you follow these hoses to the front, and then you'll see another bracket which is similar to that for you to open up and be able to loosen them hoses, so you can really sort of give yourself that maneuver. Now this is what he says, so I shall now carry on with the rest and see how we get on. So we're back here. So I have removed the bracket hose from the transmission. I've taken that nut off. I've taken the second nut off, which is holding both of these in position really. And what I've done is taken the top starter motor nut from the rear end. Now this bracket here is actually attached to that, and that's at the back, so you don't need to worry about that. So once you open this undoes it itself, so then you can remove that and move it to wherever you want. Right, coming to the front of the car, I'm just trying to show you where the nut is. So my nut for the front is visible through this gap. Somewhere. Yep. Front and removing the front start motor bolt, as you can see, which is there. Now of course that's accessible from the front, so I'm going to remove that now by using an extension. Wherever you can find a gap and get yourself an extension in. Okay, so let me just remove that. Right, as you can see here, nut has been removed. Now, as you can see, your two hoses that you need to move out the way, which are here. Okay, so these two metal hoses which go to the front, and then you will find a bracket which is just there. Okay. Okay. Seem to get it. Yeah, there we are. So it's a Torx screw that you've got to open to release them hoses, which now have become plastic. So up until where they are metal, as you can see, there's a screw or a Torx screw which is on there. You need to open that to get you all that plastic flexi to be able to remove the starter motor from the gap. So, and that's my next move. Okay guys, so once you remove that, that will give you all the play you need to get that starter motor out. So, finishing product. And yes, it does come out straight down. There we go. Now, what you have to remember is you've got to make sure you open up the solenoid wire and get the clip off, otherwise you'll struggle to maneuver it. So if you think you're going to maneuver it, turn it around and trying to get the bits off, you're not. So take the plug off, take the solenoid cable off, and then you just got to twerk it. Again, it's just these. I just done a tie rack just there to hold them down, and then I did have to pry the starter motor once I got it in an angle that I knew was going to come out. So it is a little fiddly job, but can be done. So yes, it can be done from underneath the car by pulling out the prop shaft and just moving these. I mean, I didn't even bother taking it out of there. I just put the nuts back on. I mean, they were loose, but the one at the front is more compulsory because that's where you get the movement from. So other than that, hopefully this is going to help somebody to remove a starter motor on an Audi Q7. This is a 2063 2013 63 plate Audi Q7 3 litre TDI automatic.